this is episode 10 of Little Fixes podcast. रोमांस का मन चल रहा है तो आज थोड़ी रोमांटिक बातें करते हैं. मतलब बात करते हैं how to spice up your love life. I will talk to Katerina Folkman, who is a popular personal development coach. And let me tell you that there are some glitches in the episode, but you will not notice them because this one is all about love. Welcome to Little Fixes podcast. Raw, real, and super fun chats with wonderful people. We discuss valuable ideas and provide guidance to enrich your life. Join us for relatable stories and practical tips for personal development. चाहे वो आपका करियर हो या फिटनेस, सोशल मीडिया ग्रोथ, फैमिली, सेल्फ केयर और भी बहुत कुछ. This is Matri, celebrity stalker and your host. Hi Katrina, welcome to the show.
Hi, Maitri. Hello, guys. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm really excited, really looking forward. It's a very, very interesting initiative.
Katarina is a lifestyle and wellness coach. I have been a part of 5 of her programs. She has 2 Master of Science degrees plus an MBA from Wharton, no less. Her specialty is blending science with spirituality. Katarina is a renowned lifestyle, parenting and fitness blogger. That was a lot. But there's still a lot about Kat, which she will tell you herself.
Thank you, Maitri. This is a wonderful introduction. Yes, I think about myself. Most difficult question people ask me, where are you from exactly? Because, and I have no specific answer here because yes, I was born in Russia, but people say, well, then how are things in Russia? And I have no clue because I left such a long time ago and really my home is somewhere else. Last 7 years I was in India, in Gurgaon, and before probably the longest part of my life was in America, in New York City, in my business school, and before that a little bit in Canada. So actually I'm holding Canadian passport, I speak with Russian accent, and I live in Gurgaon. So short answer it, I tell people I'm from Gurgaon and they laugh because they think it's a wonderful, wonderful job. So that's basically last 7 years. I'm married and my husband is Indian. I have full-time job. I also head of analytics in some large company here in India. But I think Maitri, this is just basic demographics. Yes, I have a baby Shannon, 4 years old. But I think if me what truly defines me, why you probably invited me here, it's my long-term life to teach people. And that's what made me a coach, and my hobby is blogging and coaching, and that's how you guys got to know about me.
Yes, and we are very lucky to know about you because your programs help us a lot. So, why did you decide to start coaching on topics that don't seem exactly scientific? You believe in science, but people are like, this is not scientific. Even I get DMs when I mention you in my stories or somewhere. People are like, why do you believe her? Just because she's a foreigner, you believe her? So, why did you start with this coaching?
Sure. So as I mentioned, I am myself learning a lot and taking lots of classes. Even now I'm taking classes from Harvard Research Institute online. And recent science, it's much more than what we learn in schools 10 and 20 years ago. The science is developing so rapidly, and the most advanced scientific thinking, like what they teach in Harvard and Stanford, is what exactly I am trying to bring here to India or to Russia or to other countries, because it's really pushing the boundaries. Things that we learn about neuroscience, things that we learn about the brain, and specifically, how we think, how human thinking and subconscious mind, how it's changing our behavior and how it's changing our reality and the world around us, that basically we create our own reality. So I found it fascinating, and yes, it's a mix of science and spirituality, you can say, but it's such a substantial evidence for these recent findings that I found that it's important to share with more and more people, to bring to more people these advanced learnings and advanced scientific research. So yeah, people even ask me about astrology. You believe in astrology? And astrology is not some uncle sitting under the tree in some remote village. Right now in many countries in America and in Russia, there is whole research institutes built around astronomy mixed with astrology. And in fact, one of the classes in Harvard that I'm taking right now, it's called
Mm-hmm.
Prediction X. It's analyzing different ways how humans try to predict future, including
Mm-hmm.
astrology. It goes through different prediction techniques, but I found it very interesting that we are so quick to refuse something just because it was told to us by grandparents or uncles. And now the recent scientific research is also finding more
Mm-hmm.
and more evidence that life is not so simple. Life is very, very complex, and there are lots of things that our wisest people are not
Mm-hmm.
dreaming about yet. So that's what I think I'm very passionate to share with more of my students. You can call it a maven. You know, in one of the books, Malcolm Gladwell said, define this type of people. It's
Mm-hmm.
called maven, who just cannot
Mm-hmm.
not to share. You know, if I learn something, if I read something, I feel like I need to tell somebody. Look, and this is how my blog came to life 3 years ago. One Up Baby started, and after One Up Baby, I also wanted to keep spreading this information, not just a
Mm-hmm.
blog post, because people read the blog and
Mm-hmm.
they forget about it. They very
Mm-hmm.
rarely act on this. If you join some program, then we go step by step through several weeks, and then I really see change in my students. And that's, I think, the most rewarding thing in the whole life.
Yes, yes.
You know, when I was thinking, what am I doing in this life? And as many of us, we all want to change this world. We want to change it for the better. And I found this that for me, the biggest point where I can apply my knowledge is this group of
Mm-hmm.
young moms, young
Yes.
parents like myself. If I can change some thinking of this group of people, that's really going to change the world. Their kids will grow differently. They themselves are going to be happier people. So for me, this is my lever. This is my lever when I'm trying to apply my knowledge to start changing life around
Mm-hmm.
me too.
Wonderful. So we can learn a lot from you. And one of the programs of yours that I took was Dream Relationship Program. It was eye opening, seriously, because after baby, the life changes a lot. So taking that program for an improved relationship with my husband, I learned a lot of things, and I still use some of them. So I think that program helped me, and I know some people who say good things about that program. So that program coaches wives and romantic partners on how to bring back the spark in their relationship with their better halves. So rather than working on it later, like after the kid, is there a way to not let it deteriorate in the first place?
Yeah, I think Maitri, uh,
Mm-hmm.
the truth is, it's always going to, every couple, 100%, I can guarantee you, people will go through these ups and downs because for one simple reason is a very high expectations that we have on our partner when we just get married. Whether it's a love marriage or arranged marriage, we all expect that this is going to be the answer
Mm-hmm.
to everything. Life is going to change, of course, for the best. We like this person or we love this person deeply, we're in love, and then
Mm-hmm.
reality hits us, right? And it's always in life, not only in romantic relationships. The higher the expectations we have, the more serious drop
Mm-hmm.
we experience when in 100% of cases reality will be
Yes.
slightly different. It could be better, it could be worse, but it's different from your expectations, and it's always a big hit for all of us. And actually, usually, the more mindful people, the more developed spiritual people experience even more
Mm-hmm.
dramatic disappointment because they face a different person in front of them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's, I think, why this program is so interesting or important for many people. It just tells them, look, it's not a problem between
Mm-hmm.
you and him. This is how it's supposed to be, but now you need to understand why is it supposed to be
Mm-hmm.
this way. What do you need to do? Why is it so? Why it was created this way? Why we have to experience these disappointments? And we teach that the person, the partner,
Mm-hmm.
your soulmate probably, it's really given to you for the reason to help you develop yourself as a better human. He's
Mm-hmm.
like a mirror. He's simply showing you everything that is not yet perfect in you. And that's why it's so
Mm-hmm.
painful, right? That's why every fight is so painful for us because we kind of trying to deny, no, I'm good, he is bad. And he is also going through the same process from
Mm-hmm.
his side. So it goes like it happens in every single relationship. It goes into some cycle of you trying to explain to him what is your concern. He is withdrawing from you because men usually are not reacting very well to emotional conversations, and it goes into some cycles. And uh, taking this program or reading some good books allows you to just break through the cycle, take a step back, and once you're on the right track to start building your bonds again and again now with some understanding that this is not just some romantic feeling, that this actually requires some work from both sides to take steps to meet each other, to build these bonds. And that's what create couples that we see when they're like 90 years old holding hands and enjoying their whole life together. That's because these people went through this and they understood each other, they built this bond.
Yes. So, should there be no expectations, no demands?
Oh no, you have to. I'm not saying that you have to settle on that second person. You always have to have your voice. You express your opinion, but you do it without, being disappointed in him. You just understand that the person in front of you also, has strengths and weaknesses. He also goes through his own battles and be compassionate about his battles. But it doesn't mean that you have to settle and accept something that you don't like in the relationship.
Okay, yes, that's correct. So, most of us weren't so aware about these aspects. Now, what should be the first step towards a stronger bond? It's said that a baby strengthens the love, but there's definitely no time for it after baby. How to make each other feel loved and not just needed, that I need you in my life to keep it going smoothly, rather than how do we make a partner, loved?
Right, right. See, I'm always breaking this. I have this algorithm that you have to take care of him, you have to take care of you, yourself, and have to take care of we. So we break it into 3 steps. And him is really not about, cooking him chapati. It's taking care of his needs, understanding him better. I give this exercise, and you guys also, if you listen it right now, it's a very simple exercise. Try to write a little essay or article 1 week from my life, but write it from the point of view of your husband. And firstly, you will see how much you really know about him, or what do you think he goes through 1 week of my life. Then you can experiment and read it to him. If you have, good enough close relationship, you can say, hey, I went through this test in some magazine. This is what I wrote about you. Is this true? Or can I interview you for this? And it's a very fun exercise, because firstly, he will definitely laugh a lot, because your perception of his life might be very different from what he really thinks he's going through. And secondly, that's the first step. He will appreciate it. He will think, wow, she really tries to understand what I'm thinking. Because men are really emotional too, and they actually in more difficult situation. For us ladies, we are allowed to have emotions. Boys, how mom always tells them, boys don't cry. If boys show any kind of emotion from the childhood, it's a taboo. So they're suffering a lot in the silence. So the second very important point of this algorithm is just take care of yourself, because you have resources, this energy, this happy energy inside you. You're not going to be able to give back, not to your husband, not to your kid, not to your parents, not to anybody else, truly, really. So we spend quite a lot of time, even in this dream relationship program, just to discover what really you need, what is the part of your personality, of your femininity. It's a cliche phrase that you cannot pour from empty cup. If your own cup of happiness or energy is empty, it's not possible for you to give back and to connect properly with people whom you love. And I think what you also mentioned right now, that how about time together, because you have a baby and obviously you don't have too much free time to spend as a couple. But here I think we have to be flexible here, because every day is different. And yes, I'm also working full time, and husband is also very busy, but each day is different. Some days you only want to just cuddle for 5 seconds and go to sleep. Some days are better and luckier, and we have a long conversations well into night sometimes. So it doesn't have to be a routine when you put it every day. But some lucky time you have, you just remember it. And during the program, I also give a couple of ideas for this time, what you can do. Maybe you can create like share some list of your little joys that you would like to hear from him, or you would like him to
Mm.
do. Because yeah, husbands need this kind of help too. They need a
Yes.
cheat sheet. They need a cheat sheet.
I think most of the ladies are too shy on
What
these
do you
things.
really want from him? Because sometimes he simply doesn't have a clue and he thinks he's
Yes,
doing
yes.
everything
Women
great.
think that I don't need to tell them and tell him anything.
Yeah, that's
He will understand. Even I am like this because when I get angry with my husband, I will not
yeah.
tell him why am I angry. He will keep asking kya hua, but I'm like, doesn't he know?
Yeah, of course, if he loves me, he has to figure out. But trust me, for men, this is the biggest puzzle in life. Men is actually, their brain is wired very, very
Mm-hmm.
differently. And if you know this classical book, Men
Mm-hmm.
from Mars and
Mm-hmm.
Women from Venus, that exactly describes the problem. And I really recommend all of you guys to read this book to just better understand how differently their brain is created and
Yes.
constructed. All reactions in the brain
Yes.
are different.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, mind three, when we try to explain something very
Mm-hmm.
passionately and very
Mm-hmm.
emotionally, that makes things only
Yes.
worse.
Mm-hmm.
Because for men, uh, if a woman is emotional, for them it's a signal of
Okay.
danger. From
Mm-hmm.
ancient times, for survival of human species, men started having this reaction. If his woman is really emotional, it means something around us is in danger. So they have a lot of adrenaline coming in the system, and they completely stop thinking. They are not rational anymore. The brain
Okay.
shuts down. So with all our best intentions to
Mm-hmm.
explain our feelings, they actually only stressed out too much and they cannot even think logically
Uh-huh.
anymore. So best thing we can do is be very
Mm-hmm.
logical
Mm-hmm.
and very calm and very structured in our explanations. And that's why cheat sheet really helps. Create little piece of paper, write down what do you really want from him and give it to him. Let him
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Okay.
use
Even
it.
I think that our brains are wired to not tell everything, right? We tend to keep things to ourselves inside us.
Yeah, but I think as a coach,
Mm-hmm.
I can say that that's a different issue, right?
Okay.
It's when you don't, if you feel too shy to even ask others what is yours,
Okay.
what really should belong to you. You should not feel shy
Mm-hmm.
about it. It's, I face this issue with my clients, and it shows itself in different aspects. Like some people are very shy to ask for money, even from services and
Right.
products they create. Some people very shy to ask for
Mm-hmm.
respect, and some people shy to ask for emotions and
Uh-huh.
for romance. So that's your problem, kind of. You should think why you're feeling shy about it. It's your right to have it.
Okay. So we need to work on our emotions first, right?
Yeah, it's a feeling of self-worth.
Mm-hmm.
I'm worth it. I'm okay telling people what
Mm-hmm.
do I need, because it's really nothing wrong with telling people about it.
Okay. Okay. That's why in your program there was uh exercise which where we had to work on our childhood issues. Does it come from that? Uh-huh.
Completely right. Everything is from the
Uh-huh.
childhood. Yeah, all our emotional blocks, everything um, set up unwillingly by our loving parents, by our wonderful schools.
Mm-hmm.
Everything creates a lot of blocks
Yes.
around us, trying to teach us to be
Uh-huh.
proper, not to show
Mm-hmm.
too much, not to express your emotions, not to laugh too loudly. Maitri, and this is why I'm really excited to start working with young moms
Uh-huh.
and young parents, because I hope not only they
Mm-hmm.
change themselves, they also treat their kids very
Uh-huh.
differently.
Uh-huh. So I think, Katrina, that's the secret of being happy and energetic if we start working on ourselves first. After that, we expect something from others or work on our relationship with others.
Yes, completely right. Then you have some happy energy inside of you that you can share, and it will start changing things around you. Your reality will shape according to your thinking. If you think everything is bad, I'm so miserable, then the world around you
Mm-hmm.
will be indeed very miserable. But if you start
Uh-huh.
thinking positively, and again, it's not so simplistic. I don't want to complicate things here. Of course, it's not
Yes.
so simple, like just
Yes.
think
Yes.
positively. You can sit and think the whole day and nothing comes.
Yes.
But yeah, there are certain steps in our programs. We do a lot of deep exercises. It's not about your
Uh-huh.
thought, it's about your subconscious mind. It's about what you feel deep inside.
That's
Mm-hmm.
when things will start changing for you.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And one more thing that comes from it is that even I think, and most women think, that they have been restricted after they had a kid. Is it really true? Like, kids really do restrict us? Or if they don't, how can we break free of that limiting thought?
Yeah, I think kids are um, just amplifying the problem. The problem was before kids too, but when kids come, it becomes just very painfully obvious that something needs to change in your life. That's something about how you manage your time,
Mm-hmm.
how you manage your priorities. There is time to learn something new and to
Mm-hmm.
change something. Otherwise, so the problem is always there. It just becomes more obvious and more necessary to change. So of course, no, kids don't restrict us. There again,
Mm-hmm.
this is all in your mind. This is all your block in your mind. And firstly, you can of course have
Mm-hmm.
wonderful time even with husband and the kid. And for a long time, when Shannon was
Mm-hmm.
small, we could just schedule our dates and go to some park, and she would be sleeping in her baby carrier or pram, and we just talk to each other. Kids have
Okay.
this very interesting um, feature of our kids. They always do what mom expects. If mom expects, okay, he's going to
Uh-huh.
misbehave,
Uh-huh.
he's going to be naughty, kids kind of reading our mind. No, kids are very sensitive to mom brain. And if she has this kind of expectations, they will oblige. They will truly misbehave to the full degree. If mom, from the morning time, she thinks,
Yes.
okay, everything is going to be great. Every kid will find some flower to
Mm-hmm.
play with. I will talk to the husband. Things might turn exactly like this.
Yes, this is exactly what my husband says. What happens that most of my friends used to tell me when I was pregnant that as soon as they sit down to eat, their kid has to go to potty. So every time, what happened that when it happened to me, I said to my husband, "Dekho, it happens." So he said, "No, it's
Yes.
just in your mind." So I
Yeah, there's a lot of science actually there because kids' brain exactly mirrors mom's brain. We have mirror patterns in our neurons. So it's very easy for kids to read
uh-huh.
through mom's mood, emotions, expectations. We discuss a lot in a baby sleep program when mom's trying to put baby
Mm-hmm.
to sleep and she's already so stressed even before she started this process. She knows she's going to fail, she's
Uh-huh.
expecting the failure, she is upset and frustrated. And of course, kids start crying and take 2 hours to get to sleep. So if mom comes down her brain and she's happy and just smile and sing a little song, in 5 minutes kids fall asleep too. Of course, it's not the only thing that we
Uh-huh.
teach in baby sleep program, but one of the videos we discuss mom brain and it works very interestingly.
uh, the whatever we have talked till now, the gist is that we need to start working on ourselves and we need to find our own
Correct,
happiness,
exactly.
right?
And it comes from learning more about yourself, but it also comes from simple physical things, right? Get up in the morning, take care of yourself, have your time for shower. If you can, do 5 minutes of yoga stretches. Also, even I'm showing this 100 jumps.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you have to cook in the kitchen, I know most of
Yes.
our listeners are very busy people. They have family to take care of. But 100 jumps in the kitchen while you
Mm-hmm.
waiting for milk to boil, you can
Yes,
do
we
it.
can
No
do it.
excuses. So that creates a
Yes.
little bit of energy from the
Yes.
beginning. How you spend your morning, this is how you spend your day. And people say after we do these
Mm-hmm.
programs, after we discuss this, they all able to find this time. Is it 5 minutes in
Mm-hmm.
your puja room
Mm-hmm.
to pray, to your family
Mm-hmm.
traditions, according to your traditions? Even that makes a lot of difference. We sometimes do it
Mm-hmm.
only on festive seasons, but 5 minutes, whether it's a
Yes.
prayer or meditation, a little bit of physical
Mm-hmm.
activity, stretch, jump with baby, put on loud
Mm-hmm.
music. So that makes our juices flow in the body. That's very important for happiness too.
Uh-huh. Okay, so ladies, let's start working on our happiness
No excuses.
for a
Make
happier
your
life.
happiness. Make
Yes,
your
no
happiness.
excuses, yeah. Yes, yes. So now let's make our listeners a little happy. Let's make them smile a little. So I have a few 4 5 fun questions for you. And first question is, what does your name mean?
Katrina, Katarina. It's actually ancient Greek
Yes.
name, and it means pure,
Mm-hmm.
pure innocent. But I have a funny
Okay,
story.
wow,
I
what
have
a
a funny
lovely
story about it.
meaning.
Because my
Uh-huh.
brother is much older
Uh-huh.
than me. He was 16 years old when I was born, and he had a first love, her
Oh.
first
Mm.
girlfriend. Her name was Katarina. And regardless of
Uh-huh.
all different options that my parents offered, he said only Katrina.
Okay, okay. And the name sounds so big and heavy, but the meaning is so lovely.
Thank you.
Such a lovely name. And okay, one more thing. And you keep sharing a little about your haters. What kind of messages do they send to you? So, what is your reply to haters? What do you say to them? Any message for haters?
I think not enough. I would love to have more. I think people in India are just very, very polite. Maybe they disagree, but they don't
Yes,
want to
yes.
express it too strongly. Look, I think people only criticize me for anything that I'm doing with my baby. So that's somehow pushes
Mm-hmm.
some buttons for some people.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe secretly they think that that's not a bad idea. They should do it themselves too, but they are not able to do it. For example, in a cold weather. So here you
Uh-huh.
go. I will get some lecture and some how bad mama you why you're not taking care of your kid. So I take it with a smile because I know people react so strongly only when we push some buttons inside them. Only when they really feel some pain or some
Uh-huh.
confusion around the same topic. Then it will provoke them.
Yes, yes, definitely. Actually, I really like your stories. And Cat, what's your favorite color?
Blue. Mine is blue, sky blue, bright blue.
Blue, okay. And we see you wearing a lot of whites and pinks.
You should thank Shannon baby for this. She's choosing colors for me.
Okay. Wow. What will you pick if given two options? No fashion shopping for a year or a year without vacations?
Oh, that's a tough one. No, fashion just came to me recently. In maybe last couple of
Mm-hmm.
years, I really started enjoying this
Mm-hmm.
because I think I was so much
Okay.
into office style clothing, business clothing, black and gray colors. But yeah, I
Mm-hmm.
would still go with vacation. I think travel is important. I think I need some fresh ideas, different countries, not the same ones. But me and Ricky both love to
Uh-huh.
discover different ways of life and thinking. Every vacation is such
Yes,
inspiration.
yes. Vacations are wonderful. Okay, Kat, do you yell at Shannon ever?
Yes, I do. Maybe not my yelling. See, my baseline is quite soft. You see, my voice is very like smiling and soft. Yes, so it's not easy for
Yes.
me to yell too much. It doesn't come naturally. But sometimes she puts herself in dangerous situation, and I have to
Mm-hmm.
say it loudly. In those dangerous
Mm-hmm.
moments, sometimes I switch to Russian because it comes, from within,
Uh-huh.
and it's my mother's language. So I think Shannon will
Yes.
think Russian is some language that mom used when swearing at me. It will create very bad impression of Russian language.
And now, Kat, your most surprising discovery after you starting coaching people.
It's surprising, but it's also expected a little bit. I think
Mm-hmm.
surprising discovery that all of us, regardless of age, geography, culture, we all very very similar. We have similar
Mm-hmm.
need to learn. We have similar drive to learn. In my
Mm-hmm.
programs, it's amazing how quickly people start changing. And I see ladies coming from very
Uh-huh.
different backgrounds. I see in their pictures
Mm-hmm.
when they send snapshots of their diaries how different their life is.
Mm-hmm.
Some diaries are,
Mm-hmm.
very advanced and very expensive, and some basically you can see that she's writing it from very small city, somewhere in a very dark
Mm-hmm.
room, and she's still learning.
Yes.
She's changing her life with the same, stubborn desire to learn that we observe in some
Yes.
Stanford and Harvard. So people are in
Wow.
this way. It's very inspiring how they change their lives if given this opportunity. If just a little bit of the channel of knowledge open, some people grab it and change their life.
Uh-huh. So it must be a learning experience for you too to interact with different kinds of people.
Yes, yes, of course, I'm learning a lot too, not to be judgmental just because I'm coming from different background. It may not, some things might be more
Yes.
difficult for others.
Okay. And yes, yes. What does future hold for One Up Baby?
Exactly, to think about it. Definitely, I will continue with my teaching and coaching and programs, but definitely some online programs. I think that's the future of education. That's fantastic that we have this opportunity to connect
So,
online.
any parting advice for the listeners of Little Fixes?
Only advice is, guys, it's a take responsibility. I know it sounds very serious and boring, but that's the key for everything in life. Your success. Nobody will change it for you. You have to realize you are making your own life. So no excuses in any area of life you would like to change. Don't look for excuses, look for solutions. It's only you can find the solutions.
Look for solutions, don't look for excuses.
Yes.
Wonderful. Kat, how can people connect with you digitally? Where can people find you?
No, of course, obviously Instagram. And now I open it on Telegram.
On Telegram also we can search for Wanna Baby, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so Instagram Wanna Baby, Telegram Wanna Baby.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Kat, for your time, for joining us, for giving us so wonderful insights about our own happiness.
Thank you, Maitri. It was so much. It's fun. I love this kind of format. I wish you best. I hope to listen to more interesting speakers on your podcast.
तो अच्छी रोमांटिक रिलेशनशिप्स के लिए जरूरी है सेल्फ लव एंड आई थिंक मैंने पूरे एपिसोड में ये बात 3-4 बार तो बोल दी होगी. नाउ इफ यू वांट टू नो कि सेल्फ लव एक्चुअली में क्या होता है एंड हाउ वी कैन प्रैक्टिस इट, वेट करिए हमारे नेक्स्ट एपिसोड का, जिसमें मैं बात करूंगी एक और रियली अमेजिंग वुमन से. तो सुनना है ना आपको? तो सब्सक्राइब टू लिटिल फिक्सेस राइट नाउ जहां भी आप सुन रहे हैं. And Katarina's relationship quest program starts next month. Join it if you want to spice up your love life. But before that, you have to take her Dream with Kat program to prepare yourself for that. And let me tell you, Dream with Kat is my favorite program by Kat. To enroll, check out her Instagram page, which I'll link in the description and in the show notes. मिलते हैं जल्दी. Bye.